Hello, this is Carleen, and welcome to episode 28 of my Let's Play Total War Attila as the White Huns in our Weekend Warrior campaign. Unfortunately, when I taped this one, my entire video file got corrupted. Not video, the audio file got corrupted. So, there's no music. There you go. No music. Unfortunately, with this particular episode, we will attempt to fast forward through quite a bit of it. I'm going to just do a voiceover of what happened. Currently, I'm looking into and thinking about what can and can't be built, how much food I need, trying to get my hordes to be strong. We have two hordes that are growing. Down here, we have another horde that that will be coming up. Let's apparently, sorry, not coming up, but going down to defeat the last of the Himyar. We've retaken the city. It has been a little while since I played this one, so some of it I'll be like, oh yeah, that's what happened. Our income at this point is not great, but our armies that we're building are pretty good. Our spat archers are especially really good. And so we're looking at this and considering what to do with this particular army. The problem I find is that the infantry are just really expensive for them. And so are the cavalry, but the cavalry are just so effective. So I'm considering between which of these two do I want more of. And I think I go with the cheaper of the two. Try to save a little bit of money. And they're not that much different between them. Those guys have some missile damage, so I don't really care about. So just looking at the differences, considering which army we want, or what we want to build in this army. Try to make sure that we have enough to defeat what we're coming up against while still having enough money to continue to build and grow. I wish I could set this program to ×2 move. We're just going to kind of fast forward because I don't even have music. And we're just kind of moving around and considering builds. So then we come over here and begin moving some more armies around, trying to get them into positions where they'll be safe. Let's see what we set up. We're actually moving down to start dealing with these various factions, the rebels, Axum, etc. We're raiding Alexandria because we need to make like 30,000 gold raiding, and you just don't make much raiding, and it's really not cost effective. You lose so much money if you're not encamped. It's like a bad choice. So we're going to go attack here with our force of spat archers. Looks like it's expected to be a very easy victory. Do I fight it though? Let us find out. My spat archers are very good, but if I fight this, we basically take nothing. If I don't, my lord is going to be the one that takes most of it. So I decide not to because that's ridiculously in our favor. And when we get done, we see that sure enough, I've lost like 60 dudes out of my lord's unit, which makes no sense. It's really, really not good. Sack it, get some money. Go back to encamp in the attempts to make more monies. We're only at 1800 with that. We are pushing south quite quickly. Looking at that, there are quite a bit of rebels in the area. But it's odd, these are Roman rebels and they're not using Roman troops. I mean, some of these are, but most of these are not Roman troops, so I think it's very odd. Kind of speed this up a little bit as we burn through. Just looking at the number of troops, I'm pretty sure that we'll be able to take that. Now, another problem that I found consistently with this campaign is we cannot get grand spoilers. We just can't keep up with the getting enough influence. Can't even get these guys married for the most part. We did make him a grand spoiler because that saves us a lot of money. Can't really do it with any of the others. So that's all we're going to be able to do with that. Kind of speed this up again. Considering if we get any marriage opportunities and stuff, and there just really isn't anything that we can do. So, looking at this, we have Ernak, who is one of my family members, apparently gained a level. And then we'll go to the intern. Intern will speed up as well. This one originally was over an hour. I am trying to keep my videos under an hour. Occasionally it does happen. So here we have a battle. Axum sent a force against our one dude. So we run away because that would be bad. And Axum chooses not to pursue them, which is good. But they seem to be going for the glory of Olgon, which is also not good. Okay, continuing through our intern, which does take a long time. We need to kill off like 40 factions. We've been offered peace, which we accepted from Cartley because they offered us, 1,000 plus. If anyone's willing to offer us that much money, it's worth accepting the peace. So here we are. We have some people who attempted to attack us. We're going to use our political favors to get in those offices because we just need to get into the offices. We're making almost no money, which is very, very sad. But we need to get down to Axum. We need to get down and take out the other regions as well. And burning Prochorus to the ground is something that we'll also want to do as quickly as possible. They got a lot of garrison back. I don't regain nearly that amount in any of my garrisons. This isn't even legendary. With the harder difficulties, they definitely get a lot of replenishment in the city garrisons. So we take him down with no problem. Lose more dudes from my general's unit, because that's who takes like all of the damage. And I sack it again? Oh yeah, that's right, because I can sack it and then raise it. Might as well get that 1,000 gold. Can we encamp? We can, which is important to get us back up. And one more region burned. So this army, we have some rivalry apparently going on, which is also detrimental to our long-term income. So we're going to move when it eventually lets us do it. Attempt to get to where we can encamp. Send our spy up to see what's in Adulis, and they don't really have anything. So we'll encamp. And the rivalry should go away pretty quickly next turn. That is a full stack of something. Considering it's Romans, probably spears, but you never know. Okay. Preserved food wagons are a great thing to buy. It really helps with growth and stuff. That just takes up a lot of food. Do I go with that? Probably not. Hopefully I just go with the food wagons, which I do. Preserved food wagons are a very good purchase. Now we have this army here, which we need to deal with and prevent it from, getting to our guys. So, where do we go? Because unfortunately neither of these armies can really fight that. It wouldn't take a lot to fight it, but it would take some. So I'm going to move this guy back into the desert. And then go back into encampment, because you should always encamp if you're playing a horde. It is very detrimental not to. The fact that so often the computer hordes do not is kind of insane. Okay, anything we can build? Not really. This dude, where do we put him? Look and see where he can go. Okay, looks like we're going to move off into the desert. And just run. This way we're hopefully keeping out of rivalry if I set that up right, and we're out of his ability to attack us. And maybe if we get far enough away from Axiom, he'll leave us alone. This army continues to pursue south. Did I move too far there? I did. So I just moved further south. Hit Oman next turn. Hopefully just get rid of Himyar in one easy blow. Okay, what are we doing? Still looking at what we want to build here. Some very expensive units. 344 for an infantry unit is really expensive. Not necessarily the best option. Okay. I think we're just checking to see if we can attack, and I don't think we can. So we just re-encamp, I guess. Yep. Here. Send our spy south, try to figure out what's going on. If there's anyone we need to be afraid of. Probably not, but it's always worth checking. Pretty sure that both of my armies are beyond their range of attack. Do I buy any mercenaries at this point? Hunnic horse archers are cheaper than Spets by quite a bit. They do lack the armor, the Spet archers. So, do I buy anything, or do I just let it stay? Really, I can't buy too much anyways because of money. Hunnic horse archers do have quite a cost to originally purchase. And the reduced armor, no, it's not necessarily the best option, but we will see. So I think we end the turn. We'll go ahead and fast forward through the end turn. Try to get through this as quickly as we can to get back to us. Okay, we have a peace treaty from the Alamans, which I think I refused because they won't give me money. Or they give me money. They're not going to give me that much money, that's for sure. Nope. Nope, they don't want to give me enough money to be worth my time. So we tell them go away. Which, there are pluses and minuses to being at war with this many people. He moved after one of my hordes, and the Himyar have shown up as well. I don't know if you quickly noticed that. The Himyar have sent their army away from their city to come attack my hordlings. Okay, so we have marriage proposal for Hunor, which I think we accept because she was good. So now we have two armies that are going after this one horde, and that's a serious issue because losing a horde is really, really bad. So we decide, let's just run to our not really our allies, but our not so upset people at us, the Eastern Romans. And get as far from these two armies that have decided to come mess with us as possible. Because losing one of these hordes again would be pretty poor, to say the least. Try to misdirect them. Doesn't seem to help much. Okay, we're going to go smack down on Mana, which has nothing there. Pretty straightforward victory. They really don't have much to bother with, and we're using infantry, so it really doesn't matter. Although I think we'll still take a lot of the damage on our general, which is ridiculous. The Auto Resolve has so many problems in these games, and we didn't take any to the general. That's good. Why you would ever take it on the general first, I don't know. So at this point, we decide, you know what? We could subjugate them. If we subjugate them, that army in the north won't keep trying to attack us, and we might even be able to, tell it to go attack someone else. So we decide that's an awesome idea. So we go and tell our allies to attack Aksum's army there. So hopefully in this end turn, Aksum won't get taken out by the Himyar force that was sent up to fight us. And we look to see and they're sending us a whole 13 gold. Wowzers. I thought also that, maybe getting some subjugation would be good because our income's really not high. If we could get 3,000 or 4,000 from subjugating a couple people, then it would be really, really good for our long-term gains. But that was a minor city. They didn't hold the big city anymore, and they just aren't making much wealth. So looking at this, the army there is not too impressive. They do have a navy that they can bring in as well. So we're just going to go and launch our attack. It still says we have a massive power over them, which we do. There's really not much chance here. But we decide it's time for a good fight. So, time for the archers to do their thing. Speed this up to get to the battlefield because we're just talking a little bit about what we see here, and it does take a little while to load these battles. Okay, nice port attack, fairly basic port area. We do have to kind of watch out for the navy while simultaneously being ready to go in and crush them. Now, a lot of times they will sally out if they think it's close enough, but this one wasn't really close. So we can try to destroy the towers with our onagers. That's why we bought all these onagers to begin with. So we kind of set up our onagers. We're going to take out that one, maybe one or two more, so that our horse archers can move in close and just shower them with the arrows. So we got these guys, group them up to be our melee. We have the archers and group them up to be the archer set. Throw our general way off in the back because he has no reason to be involved in any part of the fight. Put our melee around him just to kind of guard him. And then our spet archers, which are not in a very good line there. There we go. Get them much better. Are ready to go. There's a house there. It's making life a little bit more difficult than it needs to be. So we start the battle. And do they come out to play? It's looking like they might. So we grab our spet archers and move them forward, trying to keep them out of the range of that tower that we're trying to destroy. It's already taken some damage, but not really. The flaming shot is pretty not hugely reliable. They do have an onager ship over there, so we do need to be careful about how close we are to the shore. It does look like those cavalry want to come and play. So move some of our spat archers to A, be a little bit further from the coast, and B, get ready to shower arrows at them if they come out. The infantry's moving forward, so it does look like they're intending to come out. We have so far had a terrible time hitting that tower. So we go, maybe if we hit these buildings, we'll get some more fire to spread to it. And so we aim a little bit shorter. Then we seem to be overfiring, so maybe if we overfire, we'll actually hit it. Hit some horses that time, apparently. Oh, 64% on the watchtower, so it is on its way down. Our onagers really don't seem to be that good yet. But you know, it's the best we have, and at least we have them, so that we don't have to use our horse archers to try to burn down these towers when we're going in there. And it is done, so we can stop firing at it, and we can begin moving forward to actually fight this fight. A lot of what's there is cavalry, so we'll go to flaming shot. One's over there. I'm not dealing with the cavalry at this point, but we're going to bring them over to help where we're actually fighting at the moment. Move forward a little bit, because they don't really have, they have javelin cap, which do a lot of damage, but don't have great range. So if they wanted to sit there, well, we bomb them with our longer range archers. It's great, we'll use our ability, get some extra damage going on them. They do seem to be sending out one of their desert spears, but they can't really catch us. So I think we just kind of move forward and ignore them if we can, although our archers decided to shoot them since they were close. Back in the distance, the one boat that was their navy for our navy garrison is apparently deciding to wait for the actual navy to show up. Quite a bit of damage going into those cav. It's very nice of them to just sit there and take it. Move our cav a little bit back so we're still very close to shoot at their self-checking that one tower, making sure that we're not going to get that tower. Ooh, that could very well have been some friendly fire casualties right there. Doing some heavy shot to get rid of the those dudes. That one's pretty, it's like, why did we walk forward? This is a terrible idea. So, going in, blowing up these cav, they're not coming out. We just outnumber them too much. Don't really have to worry about any of the land troops because they're all going to just die when the city's conquered. The only ones we have to worry about are the navy that doesn't seem to want to come to shore. Getting a lot of breaking already on the shore party. Naval forces are perfectly happy, as you can tell from the icons that were coming up. One of their javelin units tried to come out to do something, but I don't think he really succeeded in doing a whole lot. We are getting shot up by a tower on the other side, though, which is not good. This unit over there will quickly go down. And the one unit, or the naval unit, still are just not coming to shore. The army's going to break before they get to shore at this rate. Which they just did. Okay, so now we need to back off. Try to get the navy to actually come to shore. And try to knock down some more watchtowers. Because why not? So, we're going to speed this up a little bit while we wait to see if the navy will actually come out and play. Looking at seeing what they're doing, I do think they're finally coming to shore. Nope, they're not. Okay, well, they're coming back around this way for the third or fourth time. I don't think that they're, they'll slow down again. Because they're finally coming to shore. Watching the artillery used all of its artillery, and so they're now just running away. We no longer have any cavalry to deal with, so we go to heavy shot. And prepare to send them out. Now, technically, I believe we've killed the general, but he was just a random spear unit, so these guys really don't care about that. Now, they do land their all of their boats, so we don't have to worry about that one unit actually doing any real damage to us. So we begin moving forward with the intent of crushing these dudes. We have lots of ammo. We bring up our melee cav as well in case we need them should we run out of ammo first. Now these guys don't have a lot of ammo, and they're about to just get shot up like crazy. They're already just running away. The few units that have like a chance of getting to us are pretty weak at this point. Now, two of their units did go into the city, but if everything else breaks, that unit probably won't survive anyways. And we are shredding these units. They're not necessarily going down to a man, but pretty close. So we have a decisive... I don't want to save it. That's not what I wanted to do. We have a decisive victory, which the horse archery is really pretty easy to do. Go ahead and fast forward through the load screen. Save us a little bit of time. We lost 16 men, which is pretty good. I think that all of that was like friendly fire or tower kills, which is kind of sad. Should have done a little better at avoiding some of the friendly fire. But it is what it is. Acceptable losses to defeat this. Their navy has 3 ships left. Not a whole lot of money, really. I thought this, since they held that from basically the beginning, I thought a duelist would be worth more. But not really all that good. What do we do with you? We just raise it. We're like, we need to just finish this because Axum's annoying. Cannot encamp, which does kind of hurt our financials. But we are at 986 gold, so we're making money. Send this dude down and see if there's anything in Axum to worry about. And nope, they have pretty much left their capital totally undefended, with very little that would be dangerous to us. Okay, so don't need really to send you south at this point, so we're going to send this army back north. Ox Herhinkus has to be pretty built up. It has an amazing garrison, but we went too far. Oh, it's really terrible when we go too far. So we keep pushing north. Our income is down to 68 gold next turn. It's not the most optimal of choices. So what do we build here? Another communal ground, maybe? Or food? Let's see. I think we're going to go with another communal ground because communal grounds are very, very good. I'm going to have to pause the video while I'm getting a call, so 1 sec. And we're back. So as we left, we were looking to see what we could build. I think more communal grounds is what we go with because communal grounds have some really good stuff in it. The nomadic fairground produces lots of money. And really what we're really lacking is wealth. The more money we make, the more we can afford to actually support our armies. We also get to start looking at what we want to do next. So we could go for some military stuff. not necessarily a huge priority really, because again what we're lacking is money. Getting that nomadic fairgrounds would be really good, and that's what we're working on, is nomadic fairgrounds. Oh no, we're not. We're doing rewards for obedience, plus 50 food and wealth from agriculture and animal husbandry, which we will have like 3 animal husbandry buildings in each horde once they've maxed out. You just kind of have to for food. At the time, I'm not sure if the plus 50 food is per stack or just for the whole horde. It does turn out, since I played a little bit ahead of this, obviously, that it is just for the horde as a whole. I was really kind of hoping that each area would get plus 50 food, because that would make it so much easier to build up all of my buildings. So, do I build anything? Yep, we go with the communal grounds because, again, they're pretty good. And the last one will be food. Kind of has to be. We do have a lot of industry here, and those fairgrounds do improve all of our industry, which is really good. This, we have like 2 hordes out of our 6, or 3 out of the 6, that are very built up. Looking a little bit at how much we would need to feed all of our people, and it's a lot of food. It'd be really nice if we could just do all shepherds, but since we're burning the world down around us, we probably are not going to be able to do all shepherds. There'll need to be at least 1 goat, I'm guessing, per area to build everything. Okay, so what do we do? Where are we going? Just looking at what we're going to build here. Really, it's going to end up, since we already have goats here, that's probably going to be sheep. Let's go ahead and, I'm not going to fast forward, we'll wait for the end turn. So I think that we probably don't have too much more we can accomplish this turn. So we can attempt to hinder this army, since we've yet to deal with Axum in camp, because I think we're fairly safe where we are. In theory, Himyar, which I think goes before Axum, should come down there, as I have told them to do that. But will they? Only time will tell. Okay. Any other builds we can do? Not really worth building up that. We just don't have the food to expand this. Just looking at what we can do. And then we end the turn. We have 1 person with a skill, and we can give him some stuff. Plus 2 cunning is good. Ooh, we've buffed lots of his stats. This guy is really bad. It's really bad. 1-1-1. Work on getting a press or whatever to get the extra people on. Yep, we've done him. I think we're ready to end the turn. Okay, we'll go ahead and fast forward to the end turn, unless something interesting happens. Lots of armies, lots of people left to kill. Many of them are enemies. The Eastern Roman separatists want peace. Are they willing to pay me for it? Because again, if you aren't willing to pay me for it, then I don't really care about you. And they don't look like they're willing to pay me. So, oh well, we won't have peace with them. If you're not willing to pay me at least 4 digits, I think we're almost at the end, then the +1 integrity for every horde is just so much better. Okay, so we're going to come down and we're going to beat up Axum. Now, the big problem we have here is just the city defenses themselves. The garrison's a joke, but they're not going to come out and fight us because it's overwhelmingly in our favor. So we decide that we'll fight this out because it's what we should do. And this is where we decide we're going to be very Hunnic. We're going to be willing to do hit and runs. There's no reason to fight this all. Speed through this. There's no reason to fight, and lose a bunch of dudes because we're enemies with too many people. We have to remain whole and solid. So if that means hitting and running, then that's what we should do. No need to fight in sandstorm or in fog, but nice dry weather is what we're looking for. So then we start looking for where would be a good place to break into the city. And it looks like the least number of towers falls on this side. So we're going to set up over here. Now this turns out not to be the best option. Or where we put our onagers anyways, I believe turns out not to be the best option. We do our same groupings. Into a nice line. Throw our general way in the back because he serves no purpose in the fight other than to just say he's there. Group up our spet archers, which again are our main force, and realign them so that they're better able to do what we need. So we're going to go and try to take out those towers. And here we see that they have put an onager right there ready to fire at us. And we're like, that could be a problem. Whee! And they begin lobbing blasts at the onagers. So we're like, oh, let's not do that. Let's get out of there, and we'll send one guy up to kind of attract fire. Then they prove that they're not so easily taunted, as they continue to go for that. And we also have to be aware because the towers are going to be firing at this. So they lob an attack. They come very close to one of my onagers right there. It's like, wow, this person's doing really good. And we just try to run. We're like, run away, leave the onagers behind and run away. They almost hit my onager. So they're not really doing what we want. They continue firing at the onager and the onager crew. Oh, and there goes a chunk of my onager crew. It's like, oh no, onager crew, not you. Oh, we don't need that. Random pop-ups from AVG. Okay, so we managed to get out, come back. They're still firing. We're trying to let them fire at us without, having them shoot at the at our crew, and they still have quite a bit of ammo. And they don't seem to want to be firing at my crew, or at these guys, which is not great. So we're like, well, you know what? We'll go up and try to shoot them. And so we come off to the side to try to avoid getting shot at ourselves. And we put ourselves right up against this wall. We're having trouble hitting them. And we are getting shot at. So we kind of move our position and try to get ourselves in a place where we won't be shot at. Now, we actually have a decent angle from here. And because we're so close to this wall, this guy can't fire at us. So then we start firing at some of the cavalry. Really try to keep taking out that onager because the onager needs to go. The onager runs away. Keep shooting at the cavalry while we have ammo. Okay. I don't think we killed their onager crew, but I don't see them anymore. So we bring our Onager crew back to the Onagers. We're like, okay, fine then. Let's do this again. So at this point we try to bring these guys out without getting shot at too much, which have limited amount of ability to do. Waste some of the energy or ammo of this one, because we can. It takes a while for our Onagers to get back in place. Oh, they keep firing away. Firing. Oh, that one hit. Whee, that one missed. I think one more shot, and they're done. And then we just bring these guys back, because they've done their job. Okay, so our Onager crew, back on the Onagers. We want to move them forward as much as possible in the attempts of knocking down both towers. If we knock down both towers, this is easily won. If we can't knock down both towers, this becomes a serious issue. So, guess we start with the gatehouse. Maybe because there's guys standing there. Or just to ensure we can get in if we want. But it takes way too much to get through that gatehouse. So at that point I go, let's kill a watchtower. Now it only takes 2 hits to actually kill a watchtower. We have a fair amount of ammo left, so 2 hits you think, that's not too hard. Oh, but yes it is. And so they continue firing. Starting to burn down some of the town, which is good. But we have our first hit, see? Oh, we knocked it down. We have a little bit of ammo, so if we get lucky, we can just take the town in this assault. And we're out of ammo. So at that point, our decision is we can go in, we'll take a bunch of damage from that tower before we can actually do anything. Or we can just leave. And the best answer is we'll just leave, because we don't need to stay there and fight. They're not going to come out after our Onager crew. We'll just let all of our people leave, and we'll just attack again the same turn. In theory, most of this damage, the damage should pretty much still be here, ready to go. At least that is the theory I'm running with. So we're going to go ahead and speed this up, because what we're going to do is just back off and attack again. Okay. So we lost 25 men, they lost 35. Not a great battle, all things considered. But we're not done. We have movement, and we're going to use it. And we're the Huns. We don't need to stand and fight. We're all about hitting and running. So, can't immediately attack again. Apparently I can. Maybe I've already backed off and come in. I was fast forwarding, so that may have happened. So, we're going to fast forward back to the fight, because again, these load screens take a while. They should still have a lot of damage to the settlement, so we should be pretty good to go. So we don't want a sandstorm, we stick with dry, and then we look to see where we are at. So sure enough, the gatehouse is actually fixed, but the tower is down. So I'm assuming we could do the same amount of damage we did the first fight. We'll be fine. Now this time I realize, oh, they could have an Onager sitting there staring at me, so let's get back. And we look to see where our Onager can reach, because if our Onager can't reach them, then they can't reach us. At least that is the theory that I'm currently running with. I think we move forward a little bit more. Now apparently we're happy there. Do our groupings. need to fix that line because that is not the line that we want. They're much more compacted. Bring in our other line. And this time we just throw our general here because they're not going to come out. Yeah, and if they did, it would just make this fight easier. So they do have an onager that they put over here this time instead of on that side. So we say, you're you. We don't particularly care about you. Come here and draw onager fire. And if they don't fire, we'll just move forward enough that they'll to kill them like we did with the previous. But this time they do fire at us. So we can begin racing around with these guys who, this is all they're going to do all fight long. It's really what the group we should have used in the previous one. We try to avoid taking any damage. I don't know how I do it. Let's find out. We have 69 guys at this point. So far we've done okay. It's pretty easy to dodge when you're really far away. So you have to keep changing directions, trying to confuse them as to where you're going. It's also easier when it's only one onager firing at you instead of 4 onagers or more. They have 2 or 3 shots left. Ooh, that one came a little bit close, but we still got away okay. That one, I'm not sure what they were firing at there. A bush they really hated. It's my belief. Okay, are they done? They're done. So now, that army, they come back because they've done their entire thing. We bring our onagers far enough forward to just attempt to do what we need to do. Bring up our line, because, that's who's going to be doing most of the fighting after this. Bring up our melee, because we might go into melee. You never know. Let's go ahead and speed this up a little bit while the onager is coming, because not much can happen until after the onager arrives. And it's taken some time to get through my horse. Okay. So we still have our onagers. We're going to go with flaming shot because I just like the explosive shot, and we're going to go for that watchtower. Again, it only takes 2 hits to do it, and we speed up our shots. And that was a big miss. Burn down some more of the town though, which, not a bad thing. None of those came close. Try to tell it, no, really, we want you to hit here. And, some of those look like they were close. But no cigar. Come on, knock this down. Ooh, we have 1 hit. Halfway there. Can we hit it one more time? Ooh, there we go. And with about half our ammo left, which is great. So at that point, we're going to try to knock down this wall again so that we can get into the city without too much trouble. Kind of moved our attack over to this other point because we can get in through either way, and there's a whole lot of dudes there, so if that wall gets broken, it will lead to some nice death. Hit them quite a bit right there. 70% destruction on the wall. We have our hull. Didn't kill too many. And our onagers are done. Okay, so at this point we grab our ranged troops and we bring them in. So our biggest problem here is actually just trying to get everyone involved. As we're just running forward and doing a hell of arrows. They just... It's not as good as some crossbows could do or some other things because of, but they just really do good damage over the wall. We have some moving around the side, getting different angles, and they're just withering. Now, we don't have to kill them all because, they'll just die because they were in the city when we take the city. Still not done with these melee units, and we know that the general has not shown himself, so he's probably sitting in the center. They really like leaving the general sitting in the center, if possible. So we're going to have to go in to deal with that. This I probably tactically did not do as well as I could have. Well, not this part. Just shooting them with arrows is by far the best option. But at this point, I bring these guys in, planning on just having them crush the general. I probably and I put them on melee too. I really should have just had them send in my actual melee troops, because I know the general's somewhere here and they're spearmen. So I'm like, oh, they're spear. Let's shoot them instead. So I tried to like organize them farther back, and it doesn't work. And I have some that are getting shot at by the towers, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I got into melee because put them in melee. So now I throw more at them to just finish them off. Meanwhile, I have others that are stupidly shooting at my own troops, so I try backing out, which cost me quite a bit of guys from that one unit. But I was upset at them for having charged in, even though I, did put them on melee. So they're getting now just bombarded. Now that we've managed, and we still have horses that are going in. It's like, no, don't go in. But they break. So we have won the battle. Not a great decisive victory. Losing 68 to that was kind of a joke. And I'm sure that an awful lot of that were killed by me. I mean, they only killed 28, so we killed 40 of our own dudes. That's pretty poor. But we did definitely defeat Aksum, which kind of needed to happen. So at this point, we look at it, and we're like, oh look, there's hostile activity. And we have started over. That's not what I wanted. Okay, so we're looking at this and saying it's not very good. I don't think we show it on this video. What I think we end the video pretty much right here. As we at this point we're at like an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, we did. Okay, so we're gonna end the video here like we did before. So like and subscribe, and we'll see what we do with Aksum next week on Saturday, as this is an even number. So 28, next time will be 29. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you have any factions that you think would be fun to play, horde style like this, also let me know. I kind of have an idea of what I want to do for our second weekend warrior, and it is a ways away. But any comments or ideas of what people would like would be appreciated. Adios.